Okay, so let's talk about something that is so frustratingly common. It's that story of feeling just completely drained, seeing all these changes in your body, but then being told by your doctor that, everything's normal. We're gonna dig in and uncover the real reason why this happens to so many women, and more importantly, what you can actually do about it. It all starts with a feeling that might sound way too familiar. This isn't just being tired after a long week. We're talking about a deep, down to your bones kind of exhaustion that no amount of sleep seems to touch. And then other things start to pop up, right? Little things. Maybe you're seeing a lot more hair in the shower drain than you used to, or the outer third of your eyebrows are thinning out. You just know something feels off, but it's hard to pinpoint exactly what. So you do the right thing, you go to the doctor, you get the blood work done, and the results come back normal. It is one of the most frustrating dead ends, and it can leave you feeling like maybe it's all in your head. But what if that's the wrong question? What if the problem isn't that nothing's wrong, but that the standard tests are looking for the wrong thing entirely? That's exactly what we're going to get into. So let's put a name to this invisible enemy, Hashimoto's thyroiditis. And here is the single most important thing to get right away. At its root, this is not a thyroid hormone problem. It's an immune system problem, where your own body is confused and is attacking your thyroid gland by mistake. And that ongoing attack, it creates this whole cascade of symptoms. The crushing fatigue we talked about, feeling cold when everyone else is fine, gaining weight for no reason, brain fog. These are real physiological symptoms. They are not just stress or part of getting older, which is unfortunately what so many women are told. And this is where the plot thickens. Just look at this chart. Women get Hashimoto's up to 10 times more often than men. 10 times! And that's not just a coincidence. There are very real biological reasons for this huge disparity. So why the huge gap? Well, for one, estrogen can actually ramp up the production of the very antibodies that attack the thyroid. Second, big hormonal shifts, like what happens after having a baby or during perimenopause, can cause the immune system to go into overdrive. And finally, get this. Many of the key genes that regulate our immune system actually live on the X chromosome. Women have 2 of them, men only have 1. I love this analogy because it paints such a clear picture. Think of your thyroid as this vital hormone factory, just chugging along. In Hashimoto's, your immune system acts like a confused general, declaring your own factory an enemy target. And it's not a one-time thing. It's a slow, chronic, relentless attack that gradually wears the factory down over years. And that brings us right back to the problem with standard testing. See, if the real issue is the immune attack on the factory, then just measuring the factory's output, which is basically what a standard TSH test does, is not going to tell you the whole story. That test only flags a problem way down the line, after the factory has already taken a ton of damage. Okay, so how do we find the evidence of the attack itself? Well, there are specific blood tests for that. Let's walk through the most important ones, starting with the #1 absolute gold standard test for Hashimoto's. This test looks for something called thyroid peroxidase antibodies, or TPOAb. Just think of these antibodies as the direct evidence of the attack. They're like the bomb fragments left behind from that assault on your thyroid. This is huge. A positive TPO antibody test is found in up to 95% of all Hashimoto's cases. It is the smoking gun. It's definitive proof that an autoimmune process is happening right now. And here's the kicker. These antibodies can be elevated for years, sometimes even a decade, before your TSH ever looks abnormal. It's the ultimate early warning system. But what about that other 5 to 10%? What if that first test is negative? Well, we don't stop there. A good investigation means looking for a second piece of evidence to make sure we've got the whole picture. This second test looks for thyroglobulin antibodies, or TgAb. These antibodies target a different protein inside the thyroid. Basically, it's like casting a wider net to make sure nothing slips through the cracks. Now, about 60 to 80% of patients will have these. But where they're really useful is for those people who test negative for the TPO antibodies. This test proves that you can absolutely have Hashimoto's even if that main test comes back clear. Running both gives you a much more complete picture. And this right here, this really gets to the heart of the matter. It's about a fundamental shift in how we should approach this. Just waiting around for the TSH to finally go up means you're just reacting to damage that's already been done. Finding the antibodies early, that's proactive. That's true preventive care. And being proactive can involve some really specific strategies. For example, there's a good amount of research showing that certain micronutrients, like supplementing with 200 micrograms of selenium each day, can actually help lower those antibody levels and calm down the autoimmune attack in many people. But, and this is a really, really important point, we have to be crystal clear about something. Lowering antibody levels and feeling better is fantastic, but it does not mean the underlying autoimmune condition is cured. The goal here is management. It's about slowing down the progression and getting your quality of life back. So, you finally got the right diagnosis. What happens next? Well, treatment isn't just one thing. It's really a multi-step ladder. Sure, it might start with thyroid hormone if you need it, but it quickly moves on to supporting your immune system, checking for other related conditions like celiac disease, and finally, addressing those big lifestyle triggers, like stress and sleep, that can fuel the fire. This story is one I hear all the time, and it just shows you the power of getting the right diagnosis. The moment you shift the focus away from a normal TSH and onto those high antibodies, you can finally start a real treatment plan that leads to incredible changes in how you actually feel. All right, let's boil it all down. What do you absolutely need to take away from this? Number 1, Hashimoto's is an immune disease, first and foremost. 2, women are biologically set up to be more vulnerable. 3, antibody tests are the only key to catching it early. 4, TSH alone just doesn't cut it. And 5, catching this early can literally change the entire outcome. The whole point of this is to arm you with the right questions to ask your doctor, so you can stop accepting normal as an answer when you feel anything but normal, and finally move from the confusion of unexplained symptoms to the clarity of a real diagnosis and a plan that works.